next day.
No, into the 14th.
Yeah, into the next day. So then we tested and we got a smiley stick. And when Banky was like,
and ladies and
let's go.
As soon as I saw the green light, 48 hours marathon filled with the Holy Spirit.
Oh, yes.
Please, yes. I'm married. I can say it. Yes. We did go over and again.
We get it.
Are you sure?
We get it.
But I can make it the point clear.
We get it. Thank you so much.
We went for it.
But in that we were.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Listen now, you know.
We were just having a good time.
Wait,
as well.
By the fourth time.
Oh my God.
Madam was saying this 48 hours. She said, I'm tired. I said, let's just do the tired one. Just stay like.
Really interesting video, and of course a very interesting and fun part of the video as well. What a testimony Adesua and Banky W had to share. We're so grateful for them being able to share their testimony. I'll link the full video down in the description box. Welcome to Sage Nail TV, the place where we discuss everything that has to do with women issues, women challenges, relationship regarding women, national issues, political issues, and every matter that has to do with women, analyzing these matters and trends that we learn about and bringing out the solutions, finding ways that we can immediately apply it to our lives daily. Okay, so we don't just analyze issues here, we also make sure that we take out the lessons and then put it into good use in our own lives so that we can become and we can do better. Right into this, I just want to share a bit of what important lessons that I think that people should learn that are actually watching it. Okay, so do not just watch it for gist, but also do well to pick out the lessons that this testimony has to offer. The first one I want to start with is the part of trolls. You see, I know that a lot of times people talk about trolls, but you know, I started to realize after watching the video, like I've always even thought about, even before this video, that trolls are human beings. I don't want to say trolls are you and I, because of course I do not expect you to be a troll, but let's assuming you are a troll or you were once a troll, you know, you are someone who disturbs other people. You need to be careful. You actually need to be careful. It is important that we treat people better than we want to be treated, and at the same time we are reasonable about the expectations we have on people and of people, and also in the way we interact with people. Because you watch certain people or because you follow them or whatever it is that you do for them doesn't mean that you own them. Again and again, at one part of the video, which is what I'm specifically analyzing now, is the part where Adesua was saying every day where she was waiting to give birth, you know, on her journey of her getting pregnant, one troll or the other had something to say concerning that. And I think about it, these are people on the internet. These are people trying to project their pain on other people. And that is why we have this channel, so that we can discuss these things. And if there's a struggle and a pain that you are going through, it is better you go through healing. You go through healing, through prayers, through the word of God, through therapy. By all means, make sure that you're going through healing. I am not finding a way to be frustrated with other people. So as a troll, what exactly is? See, a troll is different from those people who come out to tell people the truth. So let's say people are having a conversation somewhere on an Instagram page, and the person comes and say, hey, I do not agree with this and that is the fact, and you put it respectfully. That one is not a troll, because sometimes people tend to misunderstand people who disagree with others with trolls. No, you come in, let's say they are talking about one of these issues that people find as important or say as important in this day and age, and then you share your own point of view about what it is that you think about that, and you respectfully disagree. That is okay. The manner in which you used to communicate, the how to, would actually show what it is that you carry. Because you can have the right word to say, and if you do not place it in the right manner, then you've just lost your audience, or you've just lost the importance of the message that you're actually passing out because of your rudeness and wanting to make a point. By the way, I've seen somebody tell somebody who was trying to make a point under the comment section that if you don't like what I'm saying, why don't you go and open your own your channel or something like that, or you go to your page or whatnot. The point is, you can look at it both ways, that oh, I'm trying to this guy is trying to comment under this person's comments, under this person's feed, and the person is saying, oh, go and open your own page. At the end of the day, one thing I want to say, even if you are going to challenge people, discuss with people, disagree to agree, or for a greater good, as much as it's good to make sure that you are doing your best to correct misconceptions the best way you can, also make sure that you are also doing it in your own space. That's one thing people don't. People are just busy in people's comments, except it's a page that say, oh, come out, talk. And there are a lot of those pages like that in Nigeria, and of course in different parts of the world, where it's not a person, there's no face behind it, it's not a person, it's just a, what they call it, gist hub or whatever. Gist hub, well, it's not a brand that I know that is coming to mind. I'm just giving an example. Those places, people go and say all manner of things. That's okay. But when you come under a person's page, if you want to disagree, please be respectful. And yes, just like the owner of that page rightly said, oh, go and say it under your page. Make sure that you are also, if you're so passionate about that, then make sure that you are also doing that thing you are saying, or at least working on it to reach a global audience in the best way that you can, without feeling like, without your own part just being this kind of like talking under people's comment section only. Comment sections are a great way to have great conversations, but you must do it respectfully. It's kind of like you're in someone's house. Please, you must do it respectfully. Don't, if you feel like you don't feel like you're not comfortable doing it in a certain way, then go to your own page and do that. But I digress. Talking about trolls, people that come out to just harass people. Please, if you know someone, because you can't tell me, we can't be talking about trolls, and think that there are people hanging in the air. They are human beings. There are people in the everyday lives. There are people living in your compound. There are people living on your street. There are people in your church. There are people in your mosque. There are people all over. Please, as much as possible, if you're watching this and listening to this, do well to deal with whatever it is that you are healing from. Because at the end of the day, people feel that, oh, they are trying to project their bitterness. And I don't even know if it is intentional or if it's that it's just what a person has that they are giving out. But that what it shows of you, the language that it shows of a troll is that you don't have much to offer, rather than insults, insults, bitterness. And that is a problem. Because on this channel we talk about building a legacy. So do you want to check through your name? And some people, it's the worst when you not hide on that. Look, I probably need to do a full teaching about that separately from this. Your life is bigger than this thing. So that's what I want to do. I needed to really talk about this. Your life is bigger than this. Your life is bigger than pursuing what other people are doing and what other people are not doing. You have a lot of assignments, and you have a purpose to actually build on. What are you doing regarding that? Have you even found and discovered it, that you are busy going into other people's comment section to harass them? If that is what you do full time, then it's a problem, because you've not discovered yourself, you do not understand what it is to build purpose, and you're not busy enough building a legacy for your life. So it's important. If you know somebody, if you are watching, you need to repent. You need to change your mind. You need to change your mindset about just what you feel about wanting to harass people. If there's something you are going through, by all means, find out help. Seek help, rather than being busy harassing other people. Very, very important. While we're discussing, this is a good place to subscribe if you haven't, and of course comment in the comment section what you think about trolls. I'm trying to demystify this name trolls, because they're human beings. They may be hidden under other pages, but at least let us have this conversation so that people that may not even realize what they are doing can begin to sit up and can begin to adjust their ways. Okay, another important point, and we're just basically going to wrap up this video soon, is the fact where you could see that there are people of faith. That's Adesua and Banky W. You could see that there are people of faith. You can see that there are people on a journey trying to love Jesus and trying to grow in him. And that is really foundational and important when it comes to relationship in this day and age. Because like I've said in this channel, God is the originator and the author of marriage. And the truth is, if you feel like you want to do better outside of him, or you can do better outside of him, then it's only I know a lot of people come out to say, oh, it's fine, but there's just only going to be a lot of struggle. And this one, Banky decided to share their own testimony. There are a lot of people that have not shared, there are a lot of people that would not share, but there are a lot of people that are struggling without God at the center of their marriage. Like I usually say, marriage is going to come with challenges even when you are going on a journey with God. Talk less about when you're not going on a journey with God. Banky was talking about the Holy Spirit speaking to him, and just that intimacy, just like was portrayed and like they shared, is something that is very important in growth in marriage as well. So when you're going to step into marriage, it is important that you have that foundation. As a marriage counselor in different organizations, I get to come across and counsel people who just have one challenge or the other that could have been solved or can be solved if only, maybe the woman may be a person of faith, but if only the man is a person of faith and just understands things differently. Because at the end of the day, a person is not going to treat you, a person would not do to you as if, so you're supposed to do to others as you want to be done to you, or even better than you want to be done to you. But a person is not than you want to be treated, but the person is not going to treat you that way if the person hasn't come to the full revelation of that particular truth, or even maybe loving your wife as an example. You're not going to come to the revelation of that. You're not going to come to the fullness of that if it's not a revelation that you've caught. It's not about hearing a scripture, on the pulpit, your pastor said it, yes, wives, respect your husband, but it's about the fullness of getting immersed in that revelation and it meaning something to you. When it means something to you, you begin to ride on that wave, you begin to journey on that truth, and of course, you begin to become what you are hearing. But that takes a process of intentionality and intimacy with God. That is why a lot of people are having problems in marriage, and why some people are even scared to get married. When you get married to a person of faith, and when you're together with a person of faith, there's just a whole lot that it can solve. It would not necessarily always be perfect, and that depends on the level of maturity that both of them brings, because in their own story, we do not know the full story. We only know what they shared. But one thing is sure, at least you have hope. Hope is something that a lot of people are lacking in this day and age, and that's what we're seeing: depression, we're seeing suicide, we're seeing a lot of things that are destroying people, damaging people, sometimes not even to the point of maybe people passing on or trying to harm themselves, but even in trying to, in the misunderstanding of their identity, trying to change into one thing they are not, trying to find and fill up a void with something that is artificial, that has been created in the world, thinking that it can make them happy. I want you to think about that. I want you to consider that, and I want you to take it seriously. Take it seriously, because at the end of the day, there's just such glow. There's just such peace to know that you can come together with a person that you're intimately in touch with, that you call your partner, that is a part of your family. And of course, you can do things together like pray, come together to believe, and then go through situations in faith, knowing that there is hope. There is hope, and regardless, you are loved by God, who owns the universe and who is always watching you. There's nothing as comforting as that. There are a lot of interesting things that were shared in that particular video, but I will say this to women as I conclude, okay? Which is, Banky was saying something in that video, and I quote, okay? It was saying that when they started out the first part of wanting to do the procedures, the IVF and all that, according to him, they were just doing it without necessarily seeking the face of God. Well, this may be paraphrased, but that is what it was saying in that video. We don't necessarily seeking the face of God. Then at a particular point in time, they heard God just tell them, just stop, and just stop and just be. And it was when they stopped and they just were. That is when the pregnancy that they had now, of course, the baby Z finally came. I want to say that as women generally, now this is away from Adesua. Adesua has had a baby. We're so happy. Congratulations. But as women generally, it's important that we do not enter into marriage, especially with a timetable and a timeline of another person. You must fully be at peace. I cannot emphasize this, and I'm so glad that this is the closing point. You must fully be at peace to come into the fullness of the journey that God has for you. If you are a Bible student, you know that Sarah's journey was not the same thing as Esther's journey. Esther's journey was not the same thing as Hannah's journey. Hannah's journey was not the same thing as Anna's journey. And we go on and on. Mary wasn't the same thing as Elizabeth's journey. And we have a lot of women in the Bible, for people who are Christians, to know that, hey, everybody's journey was different. This person waited for this while, this person, didn't wait, this person's husband died. It's just different for different people. But at the end of the day, we see that these women are weaved, or is it woven together, to teach us something about their faith in God, of course, what they did wrong and what they could have done better. So as a woman now, as a single woman watching this as an example, if you are not already at the space where you are comfortable and peaceful, and when I say comfortable, I'm not saying complacent. You must always be hungry to go for more, but you must also be comfortable and peaceful in that journey, and it must be something that you exude. It's not by saying you are comfortable. So if, like, just let me do an analogy, quick analogy. If I say I'm comfortable in this channel, I keep doing that, you're gonna be wondering, is she lying? Is she lying, or what? Or is she trying to prove a point? But if I say I'm comfortable and I'm actually doing this, sometimes it doesn't even mean that something may not be biting me. As an example, I'm just giving an example. It doesn't mean something is may not be biting me, but I have my hope fixed on someone. I have my hope fixed on something strong enough to ignore those bites that I'm feeling below or beneath me. It's the same thing with single women waiting on their journey to marriage. Being peaceful, being comfortable, being confident, and trusting, especially with God, doesn't mean that you're not having things being chucked at you. You're not having pins choking you and all of those things, just like I've shared the analogy. But you are able to stay still because you are putting your confidence and hope on the one who you trust, and who is going to do it for you, to make himself known through you, no matter what it is that life throws at you. You need to carry that into marriage, because you do not know what the journey of marriage will be. You can only do your best to understand, make sure that you choose the right partner, make sure you choose a partner of faith, make sure that you are truly having an intimate relationship with God, and you're working through that intimacy in your marriage. Those things you can make happen, but about the challenges, you don't know. Job was a man that was righteous before God, and yet he still had these challenges that he had. So there are a lot of challenges. We have Joseph, that we can go on David, people in the Bible. Daniel was thrown into a lion's den. If you know Daniel's story, you know that Daniel is one of, when you read, is one of like the uprightest man in the Bible, who really there was no fault recorded of him, like, like David, I say, he slept with a woman and committed adultery and so on and so forth. No, this guy, there wasn't, but yet was still thrown into a lion's den. The point is, you have to practice peace, you have to practice comfort, you have to practice trust now that you're single, so that when you're married, when it comes to things like baby or whatever else it is that you're trusting God for, you're able to still exude that. And you know what I've learned? You're able to eliminate those stress and worries that you've given to yourself, because worry, if it doesn't add to your life, it takes away from your life. Yes, if it doesn't add to your life, it takes away from your life. So the question is, why would you want to practice something that takes away from your life when you can be busy adding to your life, because you are not going to get what it is that you needed anyways? You were still going to need, you still needed to wait. And Banky and Adesua gave an example of Lazarus and Jesus waiting a few days before going forth to heal him, even though you could have just rushed through. But waiting a few days and going there to heal him, sometimes you just, that wait is necessary. It's necessary for our growth, it's necessary for our faith stretch, it's necessary for who we are becoming, and it's necessary for us to help us to be appreciative of the result, and then have the capacity to carry what it is that we're finally trusting God for more. But it's not something that just starts when you get into marriage. It's something that you must already begin to cultivate now that you are single. Do you have other lessons that you've learned from the video? Please do well to share it in the comment section. But in a nutshell, these are important points that you can learn from the video in case you've not watched it, or you're planning to watch it and you just wanted to know quick on what does it look like, what does the video entail. My name is Senior. I am a talk show solutionist, a therapist, writer, and legacy system builder for women, families, organizations, and nations. And it's my pleasure to be serving you today. Okay, so I will see you in my next video. Do well to subscribe and share this video with at least 2 people. But you can see me in my previous video. Go back and check videos that you've missed. You'll definitely be blessed by them. Thank you for your time and attention.